Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we're about 5.5 minutes away from roller derby action. If you are not here for roller derby, you are in the wrong place, and thank you for your admission fee. If you are here for a ballet, a play, or anything like that, well, sit back. You're about to be entertained. Tonight, Uinta Madness Roller Derby plays with themselves as they divide up into two teams as purple and green. We're going to be seeing the Halloween Town going head-to-head against Christmas Town. We will be introducing the skaters. We're going to send them around. We expect a hearty and a cheerful welcome as they come around. Couple rules to go over. Welcome. If this is your first time to the depot, first of all, welcome. You are literally on the other side of the tracks tonight. Couple of reminders. There is a red line that goes all the way around the derby track. Your job is to do everything you can to stay on that side of the line. We will do our job to stay on everything in our power to stay on this side of the line. At no point should you come across that line while derby is in play or until we release the masses. If you have a skater out there and they go down in a fiery crash, we have a completely competent medic team over there that will respond with lights and sirens, tend to your fallen player, escort them back over to the medic area. When trauma puts her hand up, you are welcome to engage. But until then, keep your seats. I do remind you there are 30 people on the track going 30 miles an hour that are used to hitting things. And if you are not on skates, you are not used to getting hit by these people, they will hurt you if you leave the stands. So whatever you do, do not leave the stands and come onto the track until we do ask you to. Now, at the end of the game, we will ask you to come out to the gray track where we will send the skaters around, and you are welcome to high-five them at that time. We're all aware that's going to happen, and everybody knows what's going on. This is Uinta Madness's last tournament of the season here. They will shut down for a little bit. Please show your love for them as you visit the concession stack. We do have vendors here tonight. We'll go over who they are, but please show the roller derby love out there and visit our vendors and engage with them and make them proud and happy that they came out here. I'm going to look over at the coaches. It's Loop, though, so she's not going to get anything. She's not going to get them organized. I can already tell that. All right, let's get them lined up. Loop, get them lined up. We got to send them around. We got 2 minutes. So, folks, if you are new to Derby and you don't know what's going on, as you look around, there are people who do know what's going on. An unfortunate part of Derby is that once you've been exposed to it, if anybody asks you about it, you will tend to go on for a long time and talk about it. So feel free to ask anybody out there who seems to know a little bit more than you what's going on, and they'd be glad to tell you. We're going to let the teams do their cheers here, hopefully. So, folks, there also is a raffle going on tonight where 75% of all the proceeds are going to the road home. If you haven't realized, the temperature starts dropping out there. Think about sleeping outside a night or two, and so you realize that they do need their help. People on the street, trust me, they don't want to be there. They would rather be somewhere warm and dry. So give where you can. Buy some raffle tickets. We will be having raffles probably at halftime or maybe right afterwards. There's also Wasatch Juniors are holding a raffle with his Christmas trees over there. There's a Grinch and a Mandalorian raffle tree. $5 a ticket. There's a Venmo and ways to purchase tickets right over there. All right, let's get those teams lined up so we can send them around. Do it. All right, we're going to send these two teams out there as Uinta Madness gets ready to play with itself. Here we go. All right, so first up, they're on the line. We're going to introduce your purple team. This is your Halloween team. I think I see them all out there. All right. Here we go. Are we all ready? All right, introducing your purple team, being led into battle by Infinite Loop and Gypsy tonight. There we go. Okay. First of all, I fought the law, and the law won. Well, let me introduce you to the law. 1034, Wyatt Earp. The punctuation, it hits back. Knoxford, comma. Bringing glory and redemption to the sin bin. Glow job. You wanted pineapple? Well, we got an orange crush. Next up, number 20, Nutritional Beast. Using their body for everything to slow you down, number 781, Speed Bump. This describes most of Derby. Number 5, Fairly Odd. £200 of Twisted Seal and Sex Appeal. Number 70, Chevelle Bob. The animal big enough to take down Steve Irwin. 64, Sting Ray. Oh, a different team now. Okay, sorry. I'll make that switch. Number 4711, Frankenherder. On first base, number 39. Ooh. And the captain of the purple team tonight is 1867, the genetically perfect 12-year-old boy, Con! And their opponents tonight, the green team, the Christmastown team, being led into battle by Hell's Bells and Deadly Harlow. First off, we have 223 Valkyrie Vixen. Number 369, Spider Monk Cutter. No, he's on the purple team. We'll make that switch. Number 22, Off the Rails. Let's go again. 22, Off the Rails. That's a life choice, folks. Number 639, Garden. That mumbling you hear, they're putting a curse on you when they hit you. 626, Witch Slapped. Next up, number 410, Alter Ego. Number 9, Bones. When a hurricane meets a volcano, you get a red-headed 77 Storm. The Vampire Slayer, number 8, Sookie Slaphouse. Eight Wheels, a rolling wall breaker, 700 Lex. Number 281, Wild Thing, I Think I Love You. Bringing the preaching and the pain, the captain is number 4062, Reverend Paynard. Number 106, Annie Chokley. The only sport where this is legal, 37, Fish Hook. And number 13, rounding out the team tonight, Bar Scar Sally. All right, and your literal zebras tonight, your lawgivers, your pain bringers, your Karens of the group. Bionic Envy, Princess Albert, Sushi, Sarangas, Margie Ram, / T-Rex, Eve Seiko, Carl of Cthulhu, Vani, Rage, Bionic Envy, Eris, Ultraviolet, Phantom Jam, Barracuda, Gigi, and Huck. If I missed anybody, I apologize. This is the list they gave me. Welcome to Depot. If you have your Prozac and your Valium, take it now. That mist seeping in is the madness. Oh, and I see coming out of the box now, we do have two new skaters. Number 177 is going to be Slam Vines, and 2113 will be Pearl of Scars. All right, we're lining up quick as we put out Chevelle Bob going up against Valkyrie Vixen. Two veterans, two war dogs going head-to-head. It's a drag race. It looks like Valkyrie's out first, but Chevelle Bob's in her hip pocket. They're coming around fast. Bob is digging in hard. Valkyrie gets a little bit more separation. Bob coming around fast. Valkyrie's going to figure it out. Coming in, calling in, gets hit out by Fairly Odd, but Fairly Odd also took out Khan. Khan bounces right back up and skates over. Of course, referees, I would like to see you wear the zebra costumes during the summer in here. That'd be kind of fun to watch for a while. All right, so here we go. Orange Crush going up against Wild Thing. 281 up against 23. Both lined up to the inside. Knoxford, Pearl of Scars. Speed bump out there. Bar Scar Sally opening a hole for the Wild Thing, and he gets through. No, he gets sent out. Pearl has dropped back a little bit to keep an eye. Now off the rails opens a hole. Off the rails opened a hole up, and that Wild Thing was able to slip through. Rails putting on extra duty, recycles Orange Crush back. She's all over the place tonight. That train is running off the rails. And here we go. Wild Thing's in, Wild Thing's out. Wild Thing's got 4. Looking for more. Now Orange Crush is loose. Saren giving her the okay, you're clean, but you're coming around. Wild Thing heading to the sin bin for 30 seconds of silent reflection. Wild Thing maneuvering around. Oxford Comma goes in there, drops a booty bump. Pearl also sends Wild Thing out. Wild Thing gets cycled back. Now Orange Crush is through and comes through. Bar Scar Sally sends Orange Crush out. Uh-oh, looks like they might have stepped in. Saren Gas says, no, that was clean. I think Bar Scar thought they stepped in early. Saren had a better look on it, said, nope, I'm the law, and I'm going to put it up there, 4 points. So here we go, a quick 8-4 run on that one, 11-4 with Christmastown in the lead. All right, Reverend Paynard lining up against who? Glow Job, Riot Earp, and Fairly Odd out there trying to slow Rev down. They slow him down for a second, but he keeps moving, powers through. Who's trying to get around the green pack of Witch Slapped, Valkyrie Vixen, and Storm finally gets out, is coming around. Coming in there's Rev. Rev's coming in, runs into Riot Earp. Riot Earp pulls up. Khan drops the bomb on him. Rev takes that hit, calls it off right away. Gone made him think twice about coming back out there. All right, so here we go. We got Spider Monk in the purple team, not on the green team. He's going head-to-head with number 223. That's Valkyrie Vixen, riding in on the Goats of Fury from Valhalla. Let's go. Barscar, Frankenherder, and Speed Bump out there for the purple team, trying to slow Valkyrie down. Do not. Valkyrie jumps in, jumps out, jumps in again, and gets out of there. Spider Monk still trying to get through there, fighting through the green pack. Not able to break it down yet. Valkyrie's already back around. Gets cycled back by a Speed Bump. Speed Bump throws a shoulder. Valkyrie goes right in the middle there. They have to let her go. Slam Vines last on the list, and Slam Vines has to let Valkyrie go. Spider Monk coming up there, trying to get back around. Spider Monk's looking for his first 4. Valkyrie's got 4 more. And Spider Monk's got their first 4. And Valkyrie's got the next 4. Let's go. We got 8-4 advantage. Spider Monk comes flying in. There's 2 green in the box. Garden and Stingray out there trying to slow down Spider Monk. He does a good job of getting around him. They get back Lex on the green team. They're going to get some blocking power. Valkyrie takes to the air, lands on her buttocks, calls it off right as Spider Monk comes around. And just then, Suki Slaphouse gets released, so they're going to have a full team out there blocking. Looks like Wild Thing lining up against Chevelle Bob. Chevelle Bob's got the top down. He's going to start off and pop it into third right off the bat and hit that wall hard. Barscar Sally, Annie Chokley off the rails, and Fushhook out there trying to slow down Bob. No! A cut track from Wild Thing. He thought he gated ski. Steve Seiko said, no, my friend, back to the box you go. And that releases Chevelle Bob. Since no lead jam was established, Chevelle Bob is the lead jammer and will be able to call the jam off on his leisure. He goes through and nobody gets him. Chevelle Bob is a guy in the straw. You want to hit him as he comes through there. Fishhook, Annie Chokley line up with Barscar Sally. And off the rails. Bob comes in. Bob takes a couple of bumps and slides through there. And he calls it off right as Wild Thing is standing. That's going to give the green team or the purple team a power start. We got a tie score, folks. All right. Purple sends out 39. That is who. Backed off a bit is going to be the green team with Storm, Witch Slapped, and Valkyrie Vixen. I do not recommend this. If you give Who any kind of starting room, she's going to take advantage like that. Who is impossible to hit if you give her time to operate and room to operate. That is a little body that can bend like Gumby, damn it. Out of the box is Wild Thing. Wild Thing immediately goes in there and makes Speed Bump into a speed bump, but gets cycled back. Slam Vines out there, adding a bit of sex appeal, and also making sure that Wild Thing takes some beating. Speed Bump keeps hitting the ground. She's doing everything she can to get in front of him. Wild Thing keeps tossing Speed Bump aside. Who comes in? Valkyrie meets Who and sends Who flying. Who tries to get around Speed Bump now. Wild Thing is out. Wild Thing is on his initial pass. Who is on 4 points, looking for 4 more. And preventing Wild Thing from getting anything. Seven minutes in, and we've already got 28-20. They're going fast, even as the referee's skating by. They're going, whoo, slow this stuff down. So here we go. Reverend Paynard lining up for the green team, going head-to-head with Orange Crush, number 23. Orange wants to go outside. Rev wants to hit her, and now gets through there. Now Orange Crush is trying to follow Rev. Rev with some tippy toes gets through there. Orange is still stuck on the high side of turn 1, getting cycled back. You're going to get a cut track. It looks like Suki did sucker punch him and get them into a cut track penalty. Orange Crush did not see Suki cycle back behind her, and that got the penalty. That gives the power jam to the most revered one, Reverend Paynard. Rev trying to fight through there. Glow job, doing a good job, making sure he takes a lot of punishment getting through there. Purple lining up. They're switching into a triangle. Suki is stopped right in the middle of their triangle, trying to make life more difficult. It looked like Glow Job tried to drop the big booty Judy on Rev and then missed, and Rev gets through there. So here we go. Chevelle Bob lining up against Witch Slapped. Witch Slap on the outside. Chevelle on the inside. Frankenhurter, Pearl Scar, Speed Bump, and Slam Vines out there. Off the rails. Fish Hook, Annie Chokley, and Bar Scar Sally for the green team. Frankenhurter runs sideways to try to get, and does get Witch Slap cycled out. Pearl Scar cycles the back Witch Slap. Slam Vine runs into Witch Slap. Witch Slap not making much room. Chevelle Bob sending Fish Hook flying. Fish Hook gathers herself and gets back up. She got your glasses on, and here we go. Last one to beat is Annie Chokley. Now Annie Chokley's got to get Chevelle Bob go. And out of nowhere, Witch Slap slips right in. Witch Slap is about 20 feet behind Bob. They're going to move the purple pack to the front. Now Green's trying to move to the front. They're coming around fast. Bob's into the pack first. Witch Slap coming in. And just as Witch Slap makes contact, Bob calls it off to make sure no points are exchanged. All right, 5 seconds. Whistle goes. Here we go. Number 369. That is Spider Monk going up against Wow Thing. 281 for the green team. Both players make direct contact with the walls, trying brute force to get through. Spider Monk runs into Valkyrie Vixen. Valkyrie Vixen chose violence on that one, and then make sure the Spider Monk isn't through. Boy, that pack is spread apart now. I think Khan thought he got a cut track penalty, and he ended up getting a destruction of pack penalty. So here we go. Spider Monkey's out and lead jammer. Leading behind him, half a track is Wild Thing. Wild Thing trying to come up there. Spider Monk gets the word from the team and calls it off. All right, so here we go. Purple gets settled out. They've got one or two in the box. One in the box? They only got one in the box. They kept two out, though. They're going to be short this whole jam. They can't add a player. Now they get their one out of the box, though. But they're still oh, no, they got two in the box over there. That's Fairly Odd and Khan coming out of the box. So here we go. Both teams coming in. We've got Who going up against the most revered Paynard. And now we have a collision on the 405. Who sees Odd coming back in and calls it. And right at the end of the call, Reverend Paynard goes to the box with a forearm call. That's going to give a power start to Purple. Purple with a 3-point lead. Purple sends out Orange Crush, Khan, Glow Job, Riot Earp, and Fairly Odd. They're going to go head-to-head with Garden, Stingray, Lex, and Suki. Here we go. They drop into offense, but they didn't catch Suki. Suki grabs Orange Crush right away and shoves him out of bounds. Suki and Orange Crush are making an acquaintance. Orange Crush is not getting the advantage of that, and then now Orange Crush is able to get around Suki, but gets handed off to Garden, and Garden does a good job slowing them down. Now Stingray, they're doing a good job waterfalling on each other. They're trying to get Orange Crush cycled back, but Green gets her jammer back. Reverend Paynard's released from the box. 30 seconds of rest. He's feeling good. He comes in there, immediately makes contact. There is no lead jammer established yet. Orange Crush still trying to get through. Orange Crush has been having to push Suki Slaphouse around the entire track. Oh, and now 2 purple go to the box. No, 1 purple goes to the box. It looks like a balking out of play. They're trying to get things organized. Referees doing everything they can to keep things on an even keel. By the way, Reverend Paynard has not only got lead jammer, but also scored 4. Now we have a star pass as Orange Crush hands off to Khan. Khan coming around. He's got a full head of steam, and he has to stop before he gets anywhere. That's a lead change, folks, with 8 points from Reverend Paynard. Starting off in the box, his team had to do a good job of holding down the purple jammer until he got released. They did. So here we go. We got Storm going up against Chevelle Bob. 70 up against 77. Storm getting shoved out. Chevelle Bob still trying to fight through. Chevelle Bob does get through. Chevelle Bob is your lead jammer. He's coming around, lean and mean. Storm is now, no, Knoxford takes Storm out, but goes out themselves, and now Storm is released. But then quick enough is Slam Vines to catch up, so they slow down Storm. Bob's in, Bob's out, Bob's got 4. Storm is yet to make hay. They're still trying to power through there. Now Storm hands off to Valkyrie. Valkyrie gets the star and is in. Coming around, Valkyrie is loose. Valkyrie's getting low, coming in hard and fast, runs into Slam Vines. Knoxford, and Pearl knocks down a couple of them and gets through there. Valkyrie's got their first 4. Knoxford heading to the sin bin for some call. And Chevelle Bob gets the word from Gypsy to call it off. So, folks, thank you for coming out here to the Derby Depot tonight. We do have a couple of vendors who have come out. So as you're getting up and moving around during timeouts, breaks, and things like that, make sure you walk over. Our 2 vendors tonight are Makeup Mechanics. This is a semi-permanent bulletproof style lipstick. It looks like a layer or 2 of lacquer on there that you could put on yourself. In Hollywood, that would take like an hour and a half. So here we go. Spider Monkey going up against Valkyrie. Vixen. Twisting, that pack is static. Everybody's pushing. Valkyrie now goes to the outside, gets a shove out by Khan. Khan cycles back Valkyrie. Might have been a little bit of an elbow, but we'll see. No, now Spider Monk gets out. Spider Monk is out. Annie Chokley heading to the box. Spider Monkey coming around. Green getting her blockers back. And Valkyrie's loose. This is Valkyrie's initial pass. Suki is out immediately, making contact with Spider Monk, doing what they can to slow down him. They tie him up for a few seconds, but he eventually gets loose. So our other vendor out there, folks, is Made by Mooner. These are Christmas shopping ideas with decorations. There's also some press-on nails that are customized. I'm kind of glad my daughter's sitting in the medic booth because she can't go over there because she would buy both these things. She can't even really hear me in the medic booth, which is fantastic. Also, Wasatch Juniors is doing a raffle over there for a couple of Christmas trees, and there are some raffle tickets going on sale. If you like what you see here, Beehive Skate Revolution will be running up its end-of-season bout on December 9th. It'll be a mashup event with skaters from Utah and Colorado. I believe it is the NFL versus Tay is their theme on that one. Wasatch Roller Derby, our adult competitive one, is our sassiest time of year. Their season closer bout will be on December 16th, and tickets will be available soon. So pay attention to that. Wasatch Roller Derby is also holding a Block Friday sale on their 224 bout. Ticket vouchers and merch and purchases will be made through Wasatch Roller Derby. More information to follow. So here we go. We come out of that timeout, and we've got ourselves Wild Thing going up against who? They're both moving laterally. Wild Thing moving the whole pack. Who trying to slice through there and not be hit, but smartly Green got right on top of Who needs space to operate. Suki and Lex are not ones to be toyed with. They're going to hit there and hold down Who as hard as they can. Suki sends Who out. Who gathers themselves, gets back in. Wild Thing not able to make hay around Pearl and Slam Vines yet. And that looks like Frankenherder and Glow Job out there for Green, or for Burpa. Wild Thing gets another little hit out of bounds, just a bump enough to get out of bounds. Pack starts separating. They start dropping bridges. Oh, and Barscar's Howley's heading off. That's a penalty. Wild Thing cycled back around, coming in there. And it looks like Who got a cut track penalty. Two referees calling it. That's not a double penalty. That just means they both saw the same thing. Who heads to the bench? That gives Wild Thing the opportunity to A, get lead jammer, and B, get a power jam. He's got 30 seconds out there without Who. And without Who, the purple team can't score. So here we go. Bull runs right into Glow Job. Glow Job dug in hard and wasn't going to get pushed over by Wild Thing. Now Slam Vines. Frankenherder all over there. Slow it. Oh, body's flying. Everybody looks okay. Lex over the top. Luckily, that was their own skater, because otherwise that would have been a back block or a low block or some kind of penalty, I'm sure. But same skater, same car. Doesn't matter. Now Wild Thing gets out. But unfortunately, Who just got released in the box, tucked him behind his afterburner, and got out right behind Wild Thing. And that's the end of the jam just by 2 minutes. That took a whole minute and a half just to power through that. That's exhausting when they have to do that. All right, Reverend Praynard lining up against the Orange Crush. Fairly odd. Glow Job. Riot Earp out there to slow down Rev. Rev does not slow down. Powers right through there. Orange Crush trying to get around. Runs in off the rails. Is out there to introduce themselves to the going out of bounds. Glow Job prevents off the rails from cycling Orange Crush way back. Glow Job puts a chip on Rev as he comes by. Oh, Rev almost had it. He almost had it. I think that fall hurt a little bit. Rev skated back a little slower. Riot Earp laying down the law, shoves Rev out. Orange Crush is now loose. Orange Crush coming back to score. Rev has seen enough of that. I think that fall out of bounds, he did everything he could to fall in bounds, and right at the end there, he fell out of bounds. That was a pretty big thump. All right, first time tonight, we see Lex out there, number 700, going up against Chevelle Bob, number 70. Lex just powering right into Riot Herb, Knoxford, and Pearl. Tries to get along the inside, gets shoved out. That wall's not breaking contact. They're staying in there. Pearl's not giving an inch. Knox is hitting back. That's a 3 wall that's holding up. Lex is doing it. And it looks like we have a handoff because we got Chevelle Bob going up against Valkyrie. Valkyrie just slides the helmet up. And right as they do, Chevelle Bob calls it off. All right, here we go. Reverend Paynard going up against Spider Monk. Whistle blows. They both go to the outside. Reverend Paynard has a better line and gets around Barscar Sally. Barscar Sally able to gather themselves and slow down Spider Monk. Spider Monk's about a half a track behind. Reverend Paynard. Reverend Paynard getting in, digging in hard, coming in, hops, and gets through there. We'll see what Backslash. Backslash has no points on that one, though. I think Rev might have thought he might have hopped in a couple of. So here we go. Valkyrie Vixen lining up against who? Valkyrie Vixen and who to the inside. Now who goes to the outside? Valkyrie Vixen sticks to the inside and gets through there. Valkyrie is through first. Big bodies, big thumps. Bodies heading to the box. Who trying to get through? Who finds their way out? Valkyrie's already made their initial pass and got 4. Who calls in, gets hit by speed bump, and calls it off right as Who starts getting in there. All right, number 23, Orange Crush lining up against number 281, Wild Thing for the green team. Wild Thing takes off, runs into Fairly Odd. Fairly Odd takes a big hit, but slows down Wild Thing. Khan comes over there and throws a revenge hit. Oh, no, Eve Seiko says, I saw that. That's no good. That's her forearm. Khan will go think about it. Wild Thing is first out. Wild Thing is your lead jammer. Still fighting her way through there is Orange Crush. Orange Crush trying to get back Fish Hook. Sookie and Lex out there slowing them down. Now Orange Crush is through. Orange Crush on their initial pass. Wild Thing's on his second pass, but he's looking for points now. Taking a look around, sees Orange Crush coming, calls it off right as Orange Crush gets to the back. Now, afterwards, folks, we will be posting up all the pictures on the Utah Roller Derby Facebook website. So if you're not part of Facebook, or if you are part of Facebook, make sure you look up Utah Roller Derby and you'll see all the pictures from tonight. Feel free to take them, download them, post them, do whatever you need to with them. They're public domain. So here we go. Chevelle Bob going up against the most revered one. Chevelle Bob out first. He's popping it into third gear, going downhill. There is no stopping at American Steel when it gets ahead of steam. Coming in, Storm looks to put a Chevelle Bob on. Chevelle Bob says, I got my weather stripping intact, baby. No storm affecting me. Chevelle Bob's got his first 4. That's a lead change. Chevelle Bob goes in there, doesn't get all of them through there. Oh! Reverend Paynard with a big fall, gets up slowly, cycles himself back. These falls are hurting me, Rev. I hope you're doing okay out there. Khan becoming very familiar with the penalty box tonight. Rev is on the ground again. Chevelle Bob trying to get past Lex and Annie. Annie Chokley and Lex got to let Chevelle Bob go. I see a nice hot tub or ice bath in the future for Rev. Chevelle Bob gets through, gets another 4. He's got a 12 run right now. Now Rev's through. Rev is through. Chevelle Bob looks to come through. He's going to try to hop. Rail saw it. All right, body's flailing, body's filing. Chevelle Bob saw him coming around. He calls it off. So we got a timeout purple here, folks. So during the timeout, a couple of reminders. We're about 3.5 minutes into this left in this half. At halftime, please give us about 5 minutes to let the skaters skate over there, use the body, referees, all that. If you have to, just give it 5 minutes and let them use it. During halftime, though, make sure you get up, visit our vendors. Like I said, we got 2 different ones out there. I am very happy my daughter's in the medic booth because otherwise she'd be over there spending a lot of money at both these booths. It's makeup mechanics for this kind of bulletproof like lipstick stuff, which I guess is very important to some. Spider Monk says very important. And then Made by Mooner, which are going to be some holiday treats. You know, I love holiday homemade treats because you can't get them anywhere else but where you got them from. And that's always makes it, I mean, anybody go to Target and buy something. But if you get a holiday treat made by somebody else that's homemade, you take that home. Last time I took home some olive tamponade from one of these guys and jalapeno hot dog relish. It was fantastic. So I encourage you, go over there, drop a little coin. Make sure you visit our vendors so it makes it worth their while to come down, and we say thank you. Also, 75% of all proceeds of the raffle tonight from UMRD will be going to the road home. So here we go. Spider Monk lining up against Valkyrie Vixen. Valkyrie Vixen gives Spider Monk a shove, but Spider Monk goes forward. We got 2 green in the box, so it's Lexi and Barscar Sally out there trying to slow down Spider Monk. They're doing a good job. Valkyrie Vixen gets through there. Now we got Riot Earp heading into the law. Green starting to get some help back, but Valkyrie doing a good job breaking the green purple wall down. Fairly Odd cycles back. Valkyrie, they don't see her. Uh-oh. Do we? No. Oh, okay. So here we go. Spider Monk is out. They're on their initial pass. Valkyrie's scoring. Valkyrie realizes Spider Monk's coming and calls it off. It looks like Purple's lining up for an official review. Yep, they're just killing time, letting their players rest. They get their point across. All right, so what an official review is basically instant replay. Before instant replay was ever a thing, roller derby was revolutionary and had the ability for one team to call what's called an official review. If somebody calls an official review, that team goes out into the middle of the track, goes up to the head referee, Princess Albert out there, and explains what they think they want. They want a penalty, they want a cut track, they want this, that, or the other thing. They will explain themselves in front of the other team. If the referees agree with it, they will give the penalty or do whatever the team asking for it wants, and they will continue on. If they disagree and say, no, we got the call right, or the no call was right, then Purple, who is the one who called the official review, will lose its official review for the remainder of the half. It will get it back at the second half, but it gives them the opportunity to call it, slow things down sometimes, like for a timeout, but also if they saw something, there are several referees out there skating around, and just because 2 referees missed it, maybe 4 other referees saw it. That's what I love about Derby, is there is no ego amongst the referees. If everybody agrees they saw it a different way, they'll go that way. All right, so roller derby's always in a market for volunteers. If you see what you like here, and but you figured you're a 58-year-old man and don't want to get out there and skate, there are plenty of opportunities for you to do other things such as refereeing, scoreboarding. You can come announce. There's a beautiful chair over here This is the best view in the house, and I get to watch the whole game. If you want a medic, have some sort of medical background, Trauma's always looking for more medics. We need volunteers, and if you just want to run concessions, we need those folks too. We need vendors. We need all kinds of volunteers. Roller derby, unfortunately, is not free. The state of Utah has not adopted it as a national sport or the state sport, so we still have to pay rent and all that kind of stuff here. And because of that, we're always in a fundraising mode. We're also in a big mode. If you have a big open warehouse like this with 9,000 square feet and no poles, we're looking to rent one. There are 5 teams here. Oh, I know. All right, so it looks like Purple was out there asking for a cut track penalty. Princess said, absolutely no way, dude. I called that one clean. It's not a cut track penalty. So Purple will lose its official review for the next 2 minutes and 21 seconds. So here we go. Number 39, Who going up against 626, Witch Slapped. They're both fighting. They get the packs to separate. Who's running into Wild Thing? Wild Thing, Lex Garden, and Fish Hook out there. Now Witch Slap is out first. The green team doing a good job slowing down Who, giving Witch Slap the advantage. Witch Slap digging in hard. Who coming around? Who's a fast skater? Witch Slap is a powerful skater. Witch Slap takes one look around, gets into there, says, okay, I got enough time to get in there. Hit it and quit it. We'll see what happens. Oh! And Who gets around Lex. Lex was in there trying to slow down Who, but Who gets around. Witch Slap trying to get through there, gets around, runs into Pearl. Pearl says, you shall not pass. Witch Slap calls it around, calls it off right as Who comes around. Who got the advantage on that? Witch Slap was able to squeeze out 2, though. All right, about the 23 and 223. Valkyrie Vixen up against Orange Crush for the purple team. Valkyrie in the middle, Orange Crush to the inside. Only 2 blockers out there for green. Orange Crush gets sent out by Sookie Slaphouse. Sookie cycles them back. Sends Orange Crush out again. Orange Crush cycles back, trying to get back around. Khan comes back there to try to help Orange Crush. Try to deal with Sookie, but Sookie shakes off Khan. Valkyrie still not out. Now Valkyrie is out. No, Valkyrie's got a forearm call. That's sending Valkyrie to the box. Valkyrie didn't get lead jammer. And we have a star pass as Orange Crush hands off to Khan. Khan is the lead, not a lead jammer. I guess lead jammer was established by Valkyrie. We're going the whole 2 minutes. Once lead jammer has been established, if that lead jammer is lost, it goes to the box. You cannot call the jam off. Now they're going to have to go the full time. All right, we're out of halftime, but we're still in jam time. This is bonus 46 seconds of extra derby. Out of the box and flying around is Valkyrie. Valkyrie's got time to make up some points. Only 4 points ahead, now 8 points ahead for Khan. Valkyrie comes in. Valkyrie gets first 4 back. Valkyrie's a half a track behind and 1 lap behind. Trying to catch up to Khan. 25 seconds. Packs on the move. Fish Hook with a big fall. High five there by Fairly Odd. 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, folks, that ends the half as the Purple Halloween Town sitting on 79 to Christmas Town Green 68. We are going to be about 15 minutes. This gives you an opportunity to get up, move around, visit our vendors. Definitely visit our vendors. Drop a little cash over there. just like you, they're looking for Christmas stuff for their family, so make sure you help them out. Concessions are open. Wasatch Juniors has a Grinch and a Mandalorian tree over there, so feel free to go over there. There is a way to buy raffle tickets, and then Uinta Madness also has raffle tickets for sale, and 75% of all those proceeds are going to the road home. So feel free, get up, move around. We'll be back in a few minutes. Give the bathrooms a break. Let the referees and skaters get to them first. Thank you very much. We'll see you in a few. All righty, ladies and gentlemen, if you're up and moving around, get back to your seats because we're about 2 minutes away from the second half of Derby action. And the question at hand is, are you not entertained, folks? These people are putting their lives on the line, flying at each other at 30 miles an hour. And trust me, there's no spring chickens out there anymore. I see the juniors do this, and the juniors bounce around like pachinko balls. These are older people, and they don't bounce as much. But they're still out there putting their lives on the line for you and everything. Now the zebras gather together in a super sexy zebra pose. You know what you call a gathering of zebras? It's called a dazzle. A dazzle of zebras. All right, both teams are back on the bench. The zebras are all in the middle. They're going to spread out here in a little bit. Looks like Uinta's going to start off with their green team, going with Garden, Valkyrie Vixen, Triple X, Suki Slaphouse, and Stingray. Purple team's got Khan, Glowjob, Riot Earp, Chevelle Bob Jammin', and Fairly Odd out there. Referees making sure the scoreboard can see them. They can. All right, final instructions. Referees all in place. If you want to see this bout in live action after the fact, it will be available on YouTube. Is that right? / just Uinta Madness and look for it. You'll find it relatively easy. So here we go. Chevelle Bob going up against the Valkyrie. Valkyrie's out first, leading to Valhalla. Chevelle Bob getting cycled back. Glowjob offering some offense there. Might want to think about slowing down Valkyrie because Valkyrie's got first four. Now Bob is out. Bob is loose, but Valkyrie's already got 2 laps on him. Got the second 4. And calls it off from their bench. All right, Reverend Paynard coming out against the Spider Monk. Carl of Cthulhu giving the whistle. Whistle blows and they go. Rev to the outside. Spider Monk tries to follow, but they close that door quickly. Rev gets cycled out and cycled back by Speed Bump. Runs into Riot Earp. Riot Earp takes a hit, shoves Reverend out. Spider Monk out first. Spider Monk coming around. I think this is the first time I've seen Spider Monk in shorts. I think I've always seen him in those Jangos. And Spider Monk is out first. Coming around, he's got his 4, looking for more. Reverend still stuck in there. No, Rev is in the box. Rev, are you out there being sinful? All right, Spider Monk back in there trying to fight through there. Suki not letting Rev go through early. Stingray's over there slowing down Spider Monk, and now Spider Monk has to close it, call it off right as Rev gets out there. All right, Wild Thing lining up against Orange Crush. Orange Crush lines up in the pocket of Wild Thing, cycling back and forth, moving laterally. Wild Thing conserving energy, standing still. I don't think there's anything on him, not colored green. He's very in tune there. So Wild Thing tries to get through there. Glow Job shoves him out of bounds. And now Wild Thing collects himself, gets back in, drags a toe out of bounds, and has to cycle back behind Frankenherder. Runs into Con. Con is being supported by Fairly Odd. Fairly Odd cycles Wild Thing back. Wild Thing gives a sneer, collects himself, gets back in. Orange Crush cycling sideways, laterally moving, back and forth, back and forth. Glow Job doing what they can to try to spring Orange Crush. Now Orange Crush gets around Witch Slap. Lifts up one leg and gets around. Orange Crush coming around. Orange Crush is your lead jammer. Looks back and checks. Yep, I'm in the lead. Glow Job runs into Wild Thing. Slows down Wild Thing. Fairly Odd tries to shove a Wild Thing out. Goes out herself. Wild Thing gets shoved out. Looks like Glow Job also stepped out. Wild Thing didn't see that, so he cycles himself back just to make sure. Oh, and now Orange Crush giving instruction to pass the star, but as they come back in to do that, they get a forearm penalty from Backslash. That's going to give Wild Thing a power start or power jam. Wild Thing's going, but he's second half, and he's getting a little older, slowing down a little bit, clathering himself. Takes a big hit from Con. Margie Ram says, no, I missed that. I thought there was a call in there. Oh, it looks like Off the Rails is the one who's getting the call and skating off. Wild Thing runs in. Oh, bounces off a Fairly Odd. Fairly Odd, though, goes down, but sends Con out, or sends Wild Thing out. That was a sacrifice play right there. So here we go. Sookie Slaphouse lining up in the green, going up against 39 Who in the purple. Both of them in the inside. Sookie trying to move to it. Sookie's quick feet gets to the outside and gets around Knoxford, comma. Sookie is out digging hard and fast. Who realizes they're behind the 8 ball and tries to get around. Tries to get around Valkyrie. Valkyrie sends Who flying. Back into the pack of Sookie. Sookie trying to move the pack forward. Runs into Slam Vine. Slam Vine slows him down. Pearl slows Sookie down. Sookie's out. Sookie's got their first 4 and calls it off. All right, Chevelle Bob lining up, gives a wave out to the family. Reverend Paynard exchange high fives. They both cycle, one to the inside, one to the outside. Now both to the middle. Rev goes to the outside. Chevelle Bob going up the middle. Chevelle Bob tries to get stood up by Lex. Lex can't contain Bob and gets through there. Bob is out. Bob was so fast he knocked his backslash down on the inside with his wake. Coming back around, circling around. Stingray puts a hit on him. Lex puts a hit on him. Chevelle Bob shakes off both those and goes flying through there. Chevelle Bob trying to get through there. He's got one more. That's off the rails through there. Doot. Can't get him slowed down, and Chevelle Bob's got another 4. He's up to 8. Chevelle Bob in, Chevelle Bob out. Rev is still stuck in there. Pulls off the panty. Maybe looking for a pass. Has to get it to Lex if he wants to do that. Con cycles Rev back. Rev gets back on, comes forward. Big hit from Glow Job on Rev. Rev gets the star settled, and he slips it right back on. But he's not going to get a chance to score as they call it off. That's a 16-0 run. And we have a timeout, I think. No, yep, no, official timeout. That's an official timeout, folks, because even the referees get tired as they go around. They want to talk about stuff. Again, they don't bring an ego to this. They just bring, we want to get the calls right. Every one of these referees you see out there is a skater for another team. Again, Derby cannot be done without its volunteers. We have 4 leagues that work out of this building, plus Happy Valley comes up from the south every now and again. And so it takes all of us to make sure this works. Even Junction City has to come down and help us through events. We go up there to go to Happy Valley to help them with events and up to Junction City. But Derby is a family, and like a family, sometimes we fight, sometimes we get along, but ultimately at the end of the day, we don't discuss politics and we show up to play Derby. So here we go. Spider Monk going head to head with Witch Slapped. Penalty box is clear, so both teams are at full strength. Purple dropping Slam Vines back to add some offense, and they almost slip him through. Oh, and they get a cut track. Eve Seiko hands out the cut track penalty. That's a power jam, no lead jam established. Witch Slap has an opportunity, but Witch Slap is going to get cycled back. Pearl of Scars and Slam Vines cycle Witch Slap way back. Witch Slap's team gets in front of them. Now Witch Slap looks to hand off maybe to Valkyrie. And does. Hands off to Valkyrie. Valkyrie keeps all 8 wheels in bounds and gets through there cleanly. Valkyrie cannot get lead jam because they did not have the star on as they went through. Valkyrie coming back around with a head of steam. All they can do is score. They cannot get lead jam. And right through there, Slam Vines thought they were going to get a hit on Valkyrie, but Valkyrie was too slippery. In and out of the box is Spider Monk. Spider Monk gets in and he gets out of there quickly. He's got his initial jam. Now he's coming around. He's looking for points. And Valkyrie with some pirouetting gets around 177. That's Slam Vines. And now Spider Monk gets sent flying by Suki. Suki over there putting a beating on Spider Monk. In comes Valkyrie, but runs into Pearl. Pearl's not going to budge easy. Spider Monk trying to get around, gets around Store. Oh, and almost had it. He had everything in bounds at the last second, stepped out there. That's a part of Derby, folks. Spider Monk trying to get around, finally gets an opening, gets around. Valkyrie gets 4 more. That's 12 for Valkyrie, 4 for Spider Monk. And we run out of damn time. Suki saying something to the referees as they skate through there. I think they thought they had more points. If they do, the referees will talk about it. If they think more points will get awarded, they'll do that. But here we go. So Triple X is lining up, going up against Orange Crush. Whistle blows the green team. Triple X runs into Riot, Earp, Frank and her, or Fairly Odd, and Glow Job. Orange Crush getting some help from Khan. Off the rails, Fishhook and Stingray making sure that Orange Crush can't get through, even though Khan's trying to help. Sorry. Second. All right, Triple X is out. Triple X is coming around to score. Now Orange Crush is out. But Triple X is seeing Orange Crush out, doesn't want to give them any advantage, and calls it off before they get there. All right, Reverend Baynard lining up against who? And it looks like Rev is out first. Gets the L for lead jammer. Who gets a cut track penalty from Eve? Rev comes in, lines up Pearl. Pearl saw it coming, gave a good shoulder to Rev, slows him down. Knoxford thrown in the big booty Judy. Rev gets around it. Rev's team's backed off. He sends him forward, says get in there and break stuff. Rev comes through there, pushing that team hard, and gets through there. No! Sarah Gass dropping the hammer of justice, says cut track. You shall go no further, Rev. So here we go. Out of the box comes Who. Who comes out of there exploded. Tries to get around Valkyrie. Valkyrie's not going to give easy. Sends Who out of the bounds. Tries to cycle Who back further, but Purple does a good job slowing Valkyrie back down. Valkyrie collects themselves and gets a penalty. Now Who is out of the box, Who is out of the back, and Who is coming around to score. Lead jammer went to the box, so we have a full jam time going on. 2 full minutes. I used to play quite a bit of hockey. There's no way you can stay on the ice for 2 straight minutes. You can in a penalty, but that's bad. Oh, body's dropping there as Who's got people falling. Rev is out of the box. Rev has made contact. Purple's got a full wall, whereas Green only has 2 blockers out there. But Rev gets through the full wall. And now Who gets another cut track penalty as Who goes to the box. That gives Rev the last 30 seconds by himself. It's going to end up with a power start on the next one because there's not enough time in this one. All right, Witch Slap is out there. Has got her team backed off. We got a Purple timeout there. So it looked like Purple was going to drip back off to the pivot line, give Witch Slap some room to build up speed and take off. Folks, we're running down to the last 15, 16 minutes left in the evening. Make sure you get over there, visit our vendors, pick yourself up some press-on nails or some makeup. The press-on nails also has some made by Mooner. There are also Christmas ornaments to buy in there. Each nail pack comes with over 30 nails to have multiple uses and multiple wearings. Makeup Mechanics is offering you some lipstick that apparently doesn't come off very easily. It's kiss-proof, wind-proof, hurricane-proof. I don't know that it can be lava-proof, but it may be. Who knows? It was awful good-looking, so get over there and get that. In addition, we will have a couple of raffle prizes going on. I saw a number of you supporting that. We appreciate that. They have not told me when we're going to be doing the raffle drawings. All right, so we're coming back after the timeout. We got Witch Slap out there on the power start. They're going to get at least 20 seconds, I think. They're trying to get in behind off the rails, powering through there. Still got their skates under them. Purple body's hitting the ground. Fairly Odd drops out there. Oh, and Fairly Odd's going to pick up a penalty, it looks like. No, not a penalty. I'm sorry. Witch Slap is loose. Witch Slap is coming around. Purple looking over to the box, waiting to get some help back. Witch Slap is back in. Witch Slap is coming around, runs into speed bump and glow job and gets, big fallout. Who is out of the box and Who is through? I'm not sure what happened to Who. I think they got a cut track penalty. But then Witch Slap got a penalty, and that immediately releases Who. Got to have a jammer on the track at all times. Who gets sent out by Triple X? And who is out? Witch Slap is cycled back by Khan. Who is back in there? Witch Slap. They're both equal now because now they're both on a scoring drive, and it's their first scoring drive. They both went to the box, so nobody can call it off. These will be the first point scored. And who gets the first 4? Witch Slap takes a big shoulder to the face. Fairly Odd immediately apologizes, but then says get out of bounds. Witch Slap takes a big breath, gathers themselves, gets back in, comes right back in there. Who goes flying? That's off the rails. Who sent Who flying? And now it's a time. Now we're out. Who gathers themselves, a little slow, but nonetheless gets up. I swear to God, Who is made of titanium. You cannot hurt her. I have seen you knock her down, having 90% of her body out of bounds, but her skates are still in bounds. An amazing thing. You think she's broken, pops right back up. All right, Sookie Slaphouse lining up against Chevelle Bob. Whistle blows and they go. They're both in the middle. Chevelle Bob goes to the outside. Chevelle Bob is out first. Chevelle Bob coming around hard. He drops into third gear. 3 on the tree. He's giving it everything he's got. Now we have a handoff. Valkyrie Vixen gets it. Sookie hands off to Valkyrie. Valkyrie gets the spanny on. Chevelle Bob's got 4. Looking right at Valkyrie. He's going to call it off before Valkyrie gets anywhere near it. All right, both teams backed off to the pivot line. Reverend Baynard going up against Spider Monk. Whistle blows and they go. Spider Monk didn't have his mouthpiece in, realized at the last second. Good thing he got it in before the whistle blows. That's a penalty. Now Reverend cycled back by Fairly Odd. Comes in, gets caught by Riot Earp. Riot Earp hands off. Off the rails is in there trying to break a hole open for Rev. Rev thinks he's can tiptoe along the outside line. Gets met by Khan. Khan and Fairly Odd joined forces to try to slow down Rev. But right up there is Spider Monk. It's a drag race. Spider Monk is out first. Oh, and Rev got a cut. I saw it from up here. I was going to wait for Slash to call it. Backslash calls it, though. Spider Monk getting cycled back. Spider Monk trying to get through there. He gets through there with a nice skateboard move. Spider Monk getting around. He's got 4. He's looking for more. His team is getting braced because they see Rev standing. They're going to realize they got to catch Rev right when he comes in. And they do. Rev has made contact. But Glow Job and Riot Earp are not giving an inch. He tries to cycle to the outside now. And he does. He's got one more to beat. That's Fairly Odd. Fairly Odd engages. And then Rev runs over. Spider Monk gets through there, gets another 4, and calls it off before Rev gets back around. 21 points separate these two teams. 11 minutes left in the game. Anybody's game. One jam can fix that. So here we go. It looks like Valkyrie Vixen lining up against Orange Crush. And Valkyrie's out first. Valkyrie's out. Valkyrie's got 4. Looking for more. Coming around. Orange Crush still stuck in there. Valkyrie fighting in there, fighting with Knoxford, comma. Eve has the X up. That's a cut track penalty. That's Orange Crush. Orange Crush going to the sin bin now. That's what Valkyrie needed. Valkyrie needs 13 more points to catch up. They got 8. They need more. All purple players are being occupied by a green player. Slam Vine shake loose to engage, and so does Knoxford. They chip it. Valkyrie. Valkyrie shakes both of them off, and Valkyrie gets through. Valkyrie's got 12. Pulls her team within 9. 9 minutes left in the game. 9 points separating the two teams. Valkyrie coming in, throws Knoxford comma off, and Wild Thing gives Valkyrie a push forward. 4 points separating the two teams. Instructions coming in from the bench. Getting noisy. Valkyrie comes in, runs into Pearl and Knoxford. Speed bump out there too. Slam Vines sliding back and forth, operating, making sure they don't get anything done. Valkyrie trying to get around, and Valkyrie does. Valkyrie gets around. That's 1 point, folks, separating these two teams now. 1 point. Valkyrie's got back all 20. Looking for more. 7 seconds left in the jam. Comes in, hits Knoxford, slides right around, gets another 4. That's a lead change right there for Valkyrie. Told you, folks, no lead is safe. Valkyrie just skated to a 24-0 run, bringing them to 133 to 130. Anybody's game, 8 minutes, 30 seconds left. If you are not having a good time, you are not watching roller derby. Who coming out against Storm. Storm into the inside. Who in the middle. Storm rides to the outside. Storm runs into Fairly Odd, Riot Earp, and Glow Job. Khan is back for offense for the purple team. Who gets loose, but Who runs into Suki. Suki puts one final shot. Who's out first? Who wants payback for that 24 run? And now we have a handoff. Suki Slaphouse has the star. Suki gets out of there. Who is in the lead? Who's got 4? Suki gets the star on. We'll see what Who wants to do. It looks like that Who wanted to call it off. Referee wasn't seeing it. And that gave 2 points that allowed Green to jump back into the lead. All right, Reverend Paynard lining up against Chevelle Bob. Suki puts a big, Triple X puts a big hit on Chevelle Bob, but he gets himself back underneath. Reverend trying to push, but pushing against Pearl. Now Chevelle Bob's out. Chevelle Bob's he's out first. Lead jammer. Reverend Paynard still stuck behind Slam Vines. Chevelle Bob coming around, runs into Lex. Chevelle Bob gets 4. That puts his team in the lead. 6.5 minutes left. Knoxford, last one out there, puts a hit on Reverend Paynard and has to let him go. Rev's out. Chevelle Bob realizing Rev's out's got his 8, calls it off. All right, Fishhook lining up. They'll be going head-to-head with Spider Monk. Wild Thing off the rails and Garden out there to try to stop Spider Monk. Fishhook out there trying to go up against Glow Job, Khan, and Riot Earp. And it looks like Spider Monk is the first one loose. Spider Monk is out first. They're going to try to build on their lead, the purple team. They don't want to let the other team get any help. Oh, and Khan accidentally dropped Spider Monk. There's something on the track. There's debris on the track. We'll see if anybody kicks it off or if it's a toe stop or something. There we go, Gigi. Thank you. Gigi, the superhero, making sure that nobody hits that because that'll throw you face first. Spider Monk's got 4. And now a handoff. Sookie Slaphouse gets the star. Sookie Slaphouse is out of there, but Spider Monk's in control. He sees Sookie coming around. He calls it off. Four minutes, 15 seconds left in the bout. 12 points separating the two teams. Valkyrie Vixen coming out against who? And the whistle blows. They both go to the middle. Valkyrie tries to the inside. Who goes to the outside? Who tries to get around Witch Slap? Steps out of bounds. Stingray, slide clean. Who way back. Now, Valkyrie is out. Valkyrie's got the opportunity to make up the lost points. Valkyrie coming in because who is not yet released. Oh, and a clean jump. That was clean, folks. That is pretty. Valkyrie leaped into the air, got everything airborne, and landed safely. That's what Derby's all about, is that apex jump. Got 4, looking for more. Who is released? Valkyrie doesn't hear the team saying call it. Who gets 4? And now Valkyrie gets out and calls it for... That's an even swap, though. That's 8-8. Or no, excuse. All right, Orange Crush coming out against Reverend Paynard. 2 minutes, 50 seconds left in this bout. Now a switch, and Chevelle Bob comes out. So here we go. Each has a blocker in the box. No, green has a blocker in the box. Purple is at full strength. Khan is out there to try to help with some offense to spring Chevelle Bob. Chevelle Bob's got quick feet and gets around Garden. Sookie Slaphouse gets sent to the sin bin. The Pie Pizzeria sin bin. Bob is out. Bob is scoring. Bob is looking to get some points. He wants some separation. There's not enough points between his team and the other team. So Reverend's still stuck behind Riot Earp. And Fairly Odd, Khan coming back to help out. They're getting a little spread out. And Chevelle Bob gets in there and gets sent flying by off the rails. And he calls it off. We'll see if he gets any points. Eve says, yep, you get 2 for that. So here we go. 1 minute, 50 seconds left in the time in the period. They can get bonus time. It depends on how the jams start. Once the jam clock starts, the jam clock does take over. Green getting themselves collected. They still have 1 in the box. Fishhook coming out against Spider Monk. Whistle blows and they go. Spider Monk gives the hit to Fishhook, but then runs into Triple X and Wild Thing. They hold down Spider Monk. Spider Monk is able to get around on the inside. Spider Monk is through, digging hard. And we have a handoff here. Sookie Slaphouse gets the star. Sookie's got the star from Fishhook coming around. Spider Monk getting the word. Trying to get the message across. Sookie trying to get in there and sneak out some points. Nope. Saren says no points for you. So 52 seconds left in the bout. Once again, once the jam starts, the jam clock takes over. So here we go. Reverend Paynard going out against Orange Crush. Rev to the inside. Orange to the middle. Orange takes a big hit from Annie Chokley and Witch Slap with a nice hit out of bounds. Orange Crush said, I'm not going out. And Witch Slap said, you're going out now. All right, Rev is loose. Rev is coming around. Rev is being traced by the rabbit sarin gas zebra right there. Reverend coming back around. Rev's collecting himself. Orange Crush is still in there. Rev's got to make up a bunch of points. He's got 1 minute and 30 seconds left. We're out of period time, so the jam clock takes over. Whenever Rev calls it off, it's over. Rev's behind, though. Rev doesn't want to call it off just yet. Rev gets shoved out of bounds by Fairly Odd. Oh, and right as Rev went to call it off, Sarin Gas says, no, my friend, we play on because that's a cut track. So that's a power jam to Khan as we had a star pass. Khan does have the star on. He's got a power jam for the rest of the 30 seconds. There'll only be about 20 seconds left when Rev gets out of there. Khan, I think, wanted to call it off and then realized nobody can call it off. 30 seconds left. Rev is out. Rev turns back to Khan and says, I'm angry. Rev slows Khan down, but then Khan is able to break through. Seven seconds. Nobody can call. The jammers are going for a little jammer on jammer crime. And that looks like it's it, folks. We'll get the official score here in a second as the referees come over there, check with the angler, fish, and everybody else up here. Look at the score. It looks official. And that's it, folks. That's official. So the score tonight, Halloween Town, your winner at 167. Up against Christmas Town, which is green at 147. All right, we're going to send these guys around. All zebras to the stage. So here we go. We're going to send around the purple team, it looks like, first. Your purple team tonight, being coached by Infinite Loop and Gypsy. We have Pearl, Riot Earp, Knoxford, Glow Job, Orange Crush, Nutritional Beast, Speed Bump, Fairly Odd, Slam Vine, Chevelle Bob, Stingray, Frankenhooder, Who, and Khan. Giving them everything they can handle tonight would be your green team. And your green team tonight, being coached by Hell's Bells and Deathly Harlow, we've got Valkyrie, Spider Monk, Off the Rails, Garden, Witch Slapped, Altered Ego, Bones, Storm, Sookie, Lex, Wild Thing, Reverend Paynard, Annie Chokley, Fish Hook, and Bar Scar Sally. A large shout out to the referees tonight who made it all stay fair and honest. Bionic Envy, Princess Albert, Sushi, Sarin Gas, Margie Ram, / D-Rex, Eve, Carl of Cthulhu, Vani, Rage, Bionic Envy, Ultraviolet, Photo Jam, Barracuda, Gigi, and Huck. Thank you to our medics. Thank you to our volunteers. Now, folks, if you have bought raffle tickets, listen up, I've got raffle winners. So if you have raffle ticket number 294-00099, you are a winner of an ice chest. That is 294-00099. You are a wiener. Go see Phoenix over there somewhere. Next up is a lava photo. This is 294-00244. At 00244, Karen, kaboom, gets a lava photo. I'm not sure if it's a photo of lava or a photo at lava. We'll see.